Hey everyone, I'm back and I'm gonna go through my diet right now. So here's what happened. Great news! I am now at 149.2 pounds. Pretty awesome. I think that's down like, I don't know, 1.4 pounds from yesterday. Pretty great. And I'm back in the 40s, baby. Feels pretty rewarding. Okay, well, moving on. What was eaten today? Alright, let me think. I remember I ate a 2 eggs on toast, keto friendly bread toast, by the way. And I also had 3 fried slices of bacon and 2 cups of coffee. That's pretty much it for breakfast. For dinner, I'm skipping lunch because I pretty much skipped lunch already in real life. Wait, what am I saying? Anyways, in dinner, I had 2 chicken legs that I didn't finish eating because, well, there's a long story there. So I only had like a couple bites or 3 bites of the chicken. I also had harvest snaps, the lentil ring versions with the garlic and the salt and onion flavor, and an A&W Zero Sugar. And when I got home, my sister wanted me to try the Lucille's meal, just a little bit of the meat that our mom and our family friend had because our family friend's birthday was today. So happy birthday to her. I was only able to try a little bit because all of it was covered in sauce that probably had a lot of sugar in it that I didn't want to overconsume because I was worried it would kick me out of ketosis. So I took a little bit out that looked like it had as little sauce as possible. I rinsed it a little bit and then I ate that. And overall, yeah, it's all right. It was pretty good actually. I really liked the smoky flavor. I just wish I could eat the whole thing and enjoy it more, but I can't because it's got all that sugary sauce on it. And yeah, I drank a lot of water today, as well as yeah, I think that's about it. Let's move on to any exercise done. And I have to say, just a lot of walking, running at work, and at the end of the day, some cars were pushed, but we'll get into that in a bit. All right, well, I think that'll do it for the diet update. Let's get on to the daily update. So, I woke up at around 11, and the reason why was because I stayed up super late working on a little animation project, and then working on editing my video, and then doing some line drawing, and then like just browsing YouTube and trying to find some entertaining stuff to enjoy. But I just, you know, stayed up way too late, and when I went to bed and got up, it was like 6 or 11 a.m. in the morning. It's pretty much the afternoon. I really need to go to bed earlier. I'm going to make that a mission. Well, when I got up, I pretty much just was trying to wake up all morning just by zoning out until eventually I finally got myself together, and then I decided to go and make breakfast with the eggs, the bacon, and the bread. So I did that with a cup of coffee, and it was overall really good. I really liked it. And as I was eating, I was watching a video by a YouTube channel called The G-Man Lives, which was about last gen consoles that got current gen games ported over to them. So your Assassin's Creed Black Flags on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360, or your Phantom Pains, or your Shadow of Mordor, or your Black Ops 3s, I think. So, titles like that were clearly designed with next generation technology in mind, other than Black Flag, which apparently was designed with the 7th generation in mind. But yeah, those games where clearly they were never designed for that constrained hardware, but they were brought onto those devices anyways, and it shows they were really bad looking. Especially Shadow of Mordor. I don't even know how that game caught past testing, and everyone looked at it, gave it the thumbs up, and decided to print millions of copies. It's like, really? You're going to print millions of copies of this garbage? Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. But anyways, after watching that, I decided I would take a shower, and when I was done taking a shower, I decided to get dressed, comb my hair, and put on moisture cream before eventually leaving. I said goodbye to my sister, that I love her, and I drove off to work. When I got to work, my first hour was spent just bagging, and then the rest of my shift, I was given sweeps for the entirety of the shift. So I had to sweep the produce, I had to sweep the whole store floor, I had to sweep the break room, and I had to punch it all in on time. So that's what I did for the next 3 hours. Yeah, it was went by smoothly. Not much to really complain about or discuss. Even did a few outside deliveries, so it was all good. I punched out for lunch and I drove back. And when I got back, before I left, I was on one of my sweeps. I noticed that one of the chicken legs was being sold for I think like $1 or 99 cents per pound. And there was a container that had 2 wings for $1.50, and I thought, dang, that's a steal. So I decided to buy that. They were uncooked, but I was planning on cooking them. And I got my chicken wings, or chicken legs actually, and I got a canister of Sour Patch Kid blue raspberry gum. I bought those, and then I drove back home, where I started the grill and started cooking the chicken on the grill in hopes that I would get a really delicious chicken meal for lunch. There was just one problem though. The chicken was taking a lot longer than expected, and I only had 3 minutes to eat before I had to leave. So I took the food off of the plate, and I just decided to take a bite, and I thought, oh, that's not bad. And I took another one, and then I noticed that there was a little bit of pinkiness in there. I was like, oh no, oh gosh, did I eat a little bit of raw chicken? Oh man. So I decided to throw it on a pan to try to heat it a little more, but by then I just ran out of time and I need to leave for work. So I put what I had in a container, and I put that in the fridge, and then I just had to leave. As I was doing my thing, my sister was in the room talking to my mom and our family friend about our family friend's birthday festivities. So I said goodbye to my sister. I drove back to work, and eventually when I got back to work, my next 4 hours would be spent taking out the trash, both the meat department trash and the front end trash. It would also be spent bringing carts up to the out of the corral into the front of the store so they could be properly sanitized. And bagging for customers. And yeah, it went pretty good. One of my coworkers, whose cashier, was in the break room when I was taking out the trash, and he showed me a tablet that he got, which I thought looked really cool. And the cool thing about the tablet was that he put like a covering over the screen that made it feel like you were drawing on paper, and he even let me try it out, which was really cool of him. I really appreciated that. And the way that the digital pen felt on the screen with the paper cover for the tablet was extremely satisfying and really nice. Like, it really did feel like actual paper. He did state though that the pencil tip that's used to draw will wear out a little quicker because of the texture of the screen cover, but so you're gonna have to get the nubs a bit more often then. So that was good to know. And yeah, that I get to take out the trash, do what I had to do, and as I was bagging, I remember me and my coworker were getting some conversations about where people who worked at the store were and why we hadn't seen them in a while. It was a really interesting conversation. I even had a conversation with one of my other coworkers when I finished taking out the trash, where they were telling me about how, like, their New Year's resolutions, what they're trying to do to improve their goals this year. So that was cool to hear. I really enjoy hearing people set intentions and stick to them and do what they can to follow them. And I even, during my conversation with one of my coworkers, the cashier coworker, I stated, who did give me that list of like what to study for in art. Do I have that with me? Yeah, this one right here. That one. But anyways, yeah, I basically told my plans about what I want to do with a YouTube channel I've been working on, called Braiin Jam, where it's going to be like a storytelling version of like how I'm trying to learn to be an artist. And then there's the Braiin Jam Extra, which is like the special features behind the main channel, where it shows me trying to get to grips with making the channel and figuring out what to do and how to do it and different approaches. So it's like sort of a meta narrative in this sense. It's pretty interesting. And then afterwards, I helped my co-manager, cashier, and one of my coworkers push the carts away from the corral and up to the front. I said goodbye to everyone, and then I left. I drove back home, and when I got home, I decided to do 20 minutes of Braiin Jam Extra editing, and then I did 15 minutes of contour line work. Ooh, I dropped something. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Is that it? No. Huh. Oops. I dropped, oh, there it is. Cool. Okay, anyways. Here is what I did for the contour line work, if the camera can capture that. This is actually a drawing of my room, and I was trying to really like get the details and make it right, but if you notice like lines like that, that's when I realized I was way off the mark and I'd stop before I could add any more detail. So yeah, that's it's a lot of work, but I'm glad I'm continuing to push forward with that goal. Alright, and after that, I watched like a video of like a guy, I think his name's called Tyler Woods, where he was talking about like the Rainio Beasts, which looked like an interesting pair of XR glasses, where they have like a screen in front of you and like you can have the screen in 3 degrees of freedom. That was pretty cool. And finally, after that, I was like, I need to make my update video, so here it is. yeah, overall, it was a pretty decent day. I hope I don't get sick from eating a little bit of that raw chicken. I really should have checked the temperature before eating it, but I didn't. My bad. But I was in a rush and I wanted to eat, and hey, at least I did have those lentil rings, and that kind of filled me up a decent bit before leaving. So at least I didn't go to work on an empty stomach. You'll know tomorrow if the chicken affected me or not later. So see you tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be okay. Goodbye for now, and take care.